slowly warming their way into this one. And it is Surreal in this passive defensive setup. They're now waiting for the move of Big. Now Aldrone. That's a big piece of utility. They love to use this on the attacking side. And well, it's baited out a good bit of utility. Now they're going to try and accelerate through Hookah. Jailers has found one. Casp able to back it up. And now into the 4v4. It is Riens who had the chance.
I think Riens needs to stay alive here, holding on to the elbow position. The flash comes through, and the rest of the stack is coming in from Surreal towards CT.
And Surreal still able to keep up 4, and now they follow up with kills. JJ and Riens taking plays down inside of the side. Casper had the chance, but can't find the kills. And Surreal, with a convincing pistol round, will pick up the first round of this best of 5.
Wherever we see God B go is typically where these slight hits come in. But the Sheriffs are working out for Big. Twiston went for the eager peak 1v2 in Hookah and found one. Now Casper's got another. And the resets come in, but it has allowed a bit of space for Surreal to push out. And the third Sheriff kill. It could be a 4th if Masic's not careful.
Yeah, they're just finding everything. Even got B with a classic, able to land the headshot. And this is a disaster right now. JJ comes through the teleporter, but only to his demise as Obnox connects the headshot.
It is an open site, and it's kind of like what I meant with Surreal, because they have so little information to work with. Obviously, they don't have much economy to buy up abilities, but the Trailblazer not being used. It is either we push for intel, and that's a risk, or we just have to stack, which they're doing now. There is still 5 alive, so this retake is more than doable. It's something a Big have to respect, despite them having better guns.
Oh, here comes the guiding light, just trying to pop them in. Lovely shot of the Headhunter. Twiston, not a fan of that, I'm sure. A couple missed shots, but that one will land. Masic finds another 3 kills in this round as Masic gets 4. Okay, Masic, this is ridiculous. It is now being stuck, the defuse being held, and JJ to the headshot with the Sheriff. An absolutely unbelievable thrifty from Surreal, and Masic kicks off this best of 5 in stylish fashion. Now with 35 seconds left, it is going to be that fight down towards Showers that works out for Alfire. So opening kill for Surreal at 30 seconds left in the round.
I've got your trail.
He knows with that trademark collecting information. Oh, this round's a little different though. Masic in the previous couldn't miss a shot, and now he can't land one. 14 seconds left. They're still trying to charge their way through. Remember, Jailers is still up at Hookah. With 9 seconds left, Big have not put the spike down. They have to commit to it, and they're doing it with the safety of inside of that tuna can. So no kill for the denial of the plant. And now Big starting to find a couple of kills, but Alfire's turn to pop off on the retake. He's found 3, and his teammates will close. 3-1 start for Surreal. Big just cannot handle this Turkish aim power. Now comes the orbital strike. Tried to use it in the last round. This time will work it to success. Twiston get a lot of ground and was able to remove JJ and Alfire from play. So Viper's pit pop. So many ultimates coming into this, but Jailers just caught out 2. Casper and Obnox go down, and the numbers again evened out at 3-3. And Jailers, nearly gets away with a kill on Twiston. That could have been the final nail in the coffin, Ryan.
Trying to find this Viper. You look at the guns available, it's a Vandal for Masic, who's actually just going to reload on the outside of it. Going to get flanked around in a second by God B, so Twiston looking to get the ace.
Yeah, he's done everything in this round. Aslan will close it, prevents the ace from coming through. Twiston is going to try and extend out of Hookah. This position from Masic, you can obviously take a bit more of a risk with that rendezvous.
Speaking of risk,
it can't get shot up. It can shoot that rendezvous, and it will happen. So it's gone now. So no more quick teleport in this position. Now becomes very dangerous to stay in. So Masic has to drop out.
Aldron's even going to be dedicated. And Masic, through the smoke, gets that pick onto Twiston. Godby was over then. Godby has that operator too. Now the execute's going to come in onto the A site. The spike is on its own in shot, so that was a little bit risky overall, but the plant is going to come in from Aslan. 4v5 post plant. The ultimate's available. Casper is not too far away from having a Seekers.
Yeah, right now, Big got the spike down fantastic, but the problem has been for them holding on to the site once it's gone down with that ultimate. Aslan tries to slow them, but they're going to run right through the snake bite. Luckily, for the Big side, it is to their demise. Alfire hits the deck. Big now even out the numbers. 4v4 is Riens and Aslan going toe for toe, but Aslan will go a little deeper. Another kill found to equal out at 3, and now got B into the clutch, goes through, and transfers onto 2 heads. You don't usually see the stylish clutch from God B, but when he shows up, it's a bonus. Crazy round again for Big, and that is going to be frustrating, but finally, they've had enough of letting Twiston find that opening in towards Hookah. They wall up, they take the peek over the top, and Riens will come out with the first kill of play, but they've not not long after it traded it out, and Aslan, deep in lamps, had a chance to take down a couple, but ends up getting caught from Alphair. Not really up for long there, Alphair. Ends up going down to God B. Now the Guiding Light going through from Riens this time, and that spike will be planted here for Big. 3v3, but the res is up.
Is Casper going to try and aggress on this? No, he's going to back out. Opnox, he still has that Molotov, but playing in from lamps. The Trailblazer's going to try and clear as much as possible, and then Alphair finds God B.
Yeah, another one found from Alphair, and he's just been so good in this game so far. Flash goes around, the Guiding Light sets up the peak for Obnox, and he's able to come away with a double.
Molly.
Again, 2 players left. Molly is up, but he's no longer up. Alphair with a headshot closes it out again. Another multi-kill, another 3K for Alphair. He's just having an absolutely incredible showing to map one of this best of 5.
Feels like, yeah, it's a bit of a backstep there. Got B again with the operator. It's strange to see him of all players over on it, but it's something that clearly Surreal aren't expecting. And he finds that opening against JJ. That means that the res, which was 1 away, isn't going to be used, I think. I think it was 1 away.
I think they just used it last round. So,
oh yeah, you're right.
They wouldn't have had anything online, but nonetheless, it is a big kill to find it belong. Trailblazer will go through, collects information onto Masic, who then has to drop back out of his position. So Big have taken this distraction towards Belong and thought about a chance maybe to push through lamps. They have got deep in towards it, and JLo's about to check. Twistin still comes out on top. Now a showstopper set up in the air. Does their best Nukia impression. Alphair able to come in with 1 on Twistin, and at 1v4 now for Surreal to try and get 7. Not looking likely at all here with Big already popping that Viper's Pit, and Riens only the sky alone.
Orbital Strike, almost a Hunter's Fury for Gob 2. Riens with the Seekers could get a lot done. We've already seen a 1 versus 3, so maybe a 1 versus 4 isn't too much out of the imagination, especially a Surreal player. Riens is very good at clutching these. That's a good start. That's a great start.
What? That's the Viper's Pit down now, and he's got the Seekers online. He's going to send them out, and okay, yeah, he's decayed, but his health will rapidly rise again, and now he's looking to take this opportunity to get this over half. Seekers go out and create a distraction. They buy enough time. Those shock darts will start to come through, but now they're out, and now Riens is off the spike. He can go back onto it, but 2 players still for Big. They come into the fight, and Casper will beat him out. 6-6 at this half. It's as close as you can get it, split right down the middle. Love a pistol here. It's going to be a quick long play towards B for Surreal. They've taken that orb control. Inside of Hookah for the time being here, Alphair, he needs to be worried about potential flank around the backside, and also Obnox just on the other side of it. Here comes in that Frenzy, and that's landing Twisting off to an absolute flyer, but the spike was always trying to get out through showers, and it's managed to do so. It's in towards the side of A, and Riens in the mix, able to find Gobi's head. So down into the 4v3, make it 3v3, as suddenly Surreal pull this one back.
I just don't know why they wait. They have 5 players advantage in this, and JJ still able to get more. He's upgraded to the Frenzy, and he's playing in lamps all up to Casper.
Yeah, it's suddenly turned from a beautiful round for Big to an absolute nightmare, and Casper tries to figure out, is there a chance to pull this back? And once he goes into the showers, JLo's is waiting with a headshot, and it's 7-6, so we'll see if they can do that. At this point, it's clear intentions for Surreal. They're trying to split into this B site. Got B's done very well to find the head of Masic early, and the initial attack of Surreal has been weakened and it's been slowed. Now they have to try and figure out how do they draw them into the open. How does Surreal find these picks onto Big to create an even situation? They're trying to make it happen, and Riens, oh, what? That is a big transfer onto 2 players, but luckily God B is even bigger himself. 3 on the hold, 2 players left for Surreal, and Big in a good position if the spike goes down to still retake.
They're just playing so passively because look at this lurk coming in from Aslan. He's able to pinch behind, and the Sage Wall isn't going to stop them. I don't think the Surreal are going to expect this. The rest of Big are just playing so passively. They're just waiting for this flank to come in.
Oh, down to 1 inside of the site. That sets up the flank perfectly. Knows exactly where the last player is, and Big will have no problems retaking the site. That looked horrible. When Riens transfers some elbow to Cubby in one foul swoop and takes down 2 defenders like that, you think, damn, all right, Surreal into the site, no problem. But God B, he is kicking and screaming.
God B needs to be careful, though. If he's playing in this spot, it's a perfect angle against Alphair. He's going for more. Look at him.
Yeah, Seekers go out with a recon bolt as well, talks the screen up, and that is going to hold back the forces of Surreal with 25 seconds left. It's a desperate play again through the teleporter. Twistin comes through his own, and Hits the headshot on Riens as he tries to drop back, and Surreal now down to just 3 players. This attacking side is looking very linear, and now they continue to run forward. JJ with only 1. Spike has not been planted fully yet. Jailers had to come off it. Now we'll commit to that plant, but holding on to it becomes a different story. You've got to deal with so many players. The swing out from Twistin is stopped by Jailers, but he has taken significant damage, and now 3 players know exactly where he is. They're going to start retaking upon his position. They've got the guiding light, the recon port's even available, and that regrowth getting Aslan back up to health. It's hard to see how he even gets into this. He's damn close to the transfer, but just the sheer numbers of big left is able to pull through for double figures.
But I think Twistin's had it for quite some time. Casper not able to pick up the orb this time now that there's some initial pressure coming in from Surreal over in this spot. Could be playing in Hookah on his own. Masic leading the line with this operator. And I think Casper's playing on an off angle here, so he's kind of out in the open.
All right, Masic. Yeah, just gets an easy pick there. Gopi ends up going down, and that's the signal to go. That's the signal to show everything you've got at this one. The Seeker's going out. Alpha now diving towards the back of the site. It's actually Twistin that's done well there. Aslan and Casper coming through, but Masic starting to have some of that impact that we have been starved of, but it's suddenly a 1v1, and Aslan has to clutch it against JJ, and he's done it for big. He's put them to 12 rounds. Exactly what they needed. And 1 more round left till they take their map pick. Is back to B.
It's double stacking Hookah too. Viper's put a toxic screen that goes across from Hookah as well, so there's a lot more support coming in from Aslan despite him being on another part of the map, but Opnox,
wow,
shaking up maybe a little bit from the satchels that were coming in from Alpha. Finds that first blood.
And that TP's also come in, and that allows Twistin to swing into the fight. He's won it. A risk play, perhaps. That could have drawn the numbers back to even odds and weakened the A defense entirely, but with Twistin winning it, it now puts the side of Big into pole position, essentially, to take this map win. 42 seconds. TP play is still available for Surreal, but it's unlikely to work.
I think they're leaving it late in the day to use the teleporter to see if they can catch a few more at this point, but there's so many smokes. So look at this. What? JJ is absolutely going for it.
No way that's worked. A couple of kills come from it. Just the sheer madness of the play itself. And remember, Twistin is still alongside Aslan, who's actually decided to come through that TP and double up towards Hookah. Masic trying to force them into the fight, but it is disciplined here for Big. They know as soon as that commitment to the spike has come through, it separates it into a 1v3 play, and now they're going to remove that 1 player, and B will find the follow-up. Big will take it. They will take map 1. It's done in a pretty scrappy style, but nonetheless, the result is the same.
Oh, I mean, it was very touch and go in a lot of these rounds.
Aslan further back, playing with default, is actually trying to steal away a kill to open things up. Just couldn't quite do it. It ends up taking damage himself. So wall goes up. It's that horizontal wall to get the easy plant down. And now the problem becomes for Big retaking this.
There is a lot of stuff that they can do towards Snowplow, but this toxic screen, this almost horizontal one again, just means it's very difficult to go for these wide peaks. Obnox is going to go for it. Is out of range to actually teleport, but the Headhunter finds that first kill.
Yeah, big kill there from Obnox, finding some good impact. Got to be able to follow up too, and now, well, 2 advantage. Suddenly pulled back by Surreal. In fact, Alpha on the Nano Swarm and Riens to the classic headshot are really making this a scrappy affair the first round of play. Casper tries to get onto him, but Riens again out with a tap. Twistin trades it back. Defuse being stuck. It's around the half wall. They can't do much about it. And Big will steal it away. The defuse is close, and it's pulled all the way in. And Big just hold it behind the wall. Good start here for Big. And now we look to Surreal on their purchase run. They've come back into things. This is a buy to get excited about.
Oh yeah, they're both actually like forced up a little bit. We've got B just on that Bulldog. The rest of the team actually holding on. The buy is actually better for Surreal because they forced up, so this is really odd. Yeah,
this is one of those weird situations, but Twistin has actually come out with 1 copy able to hold, so Big, nonetheless, with a weaker purchase perhaps, to still come out on top of the initial fights. Down to the 2v4, thanks to Alpha's pick, but they have left behind the spike in the battlefield.
With no smokes, it's going to be really hard to get into that spot. It's really a case of trying to get the kills now more than anything. Obviously, trying to clear off the CJ. It might allow a bit of space for JJ to slip on through to the high ground. But look at this angle that Gobby's playing from. Oh, it's just narrow enough that he doesn't quite spot the movement.
Yeah, 50 seconds right now for Surreal to weasel their way through to this site. As they can wait out this wall, but even then, it's going to reveal a couple of players. You have got utility at the ready here for Gobby on the recon dart. It's just hard to see how This one's going to go in favor of Surreal to send the recon bolt in, but they've now been spotted and now trying to leap towards the side. If he can get away with the plan, that would be incredible. And then that looks unlikely, and JJ, awkward engagement between him and Casper, but neither of the players have actually gone down here somehow. Finally, that shock dart will find its victim, and a kill pull back for Surreal. Not only that, but the spike is down as well. Keep eyes on the flank though, Ryan.
Last player
standing. Oh yeah, like JJ now has it all to do with a 1 versus 3 wrapped around in all different areas. And Aslan, not only do I like the flank, I like the fact that because he has that toxic screen set up, like the retake, he knows I need to not die here. Even just the way that it's set up, and Twiston able to actually sneak in up to the high ground of Nest. He is in a beautiful position, but Rians sort of expects him. But it's so hard at this point, and Aslan might take the attention away.
Yeah,
this is
Aslan's
a great setup for Big.
Now Rians goes up, not expecting Twiston at all to be there. And that's another easy kill.
This is that full buy coming in for Surreal again after they forced for round 2. So it is very important they pick up on the board. They're also not too far away from having ultimates. And Alfajir is going to actually beat the timing on the Eldron. If he looks left, he'll be able to get God B. But he's going for that kill on the right first and switches around. That's so good. He has that lockdown and an open A site now to plant on.
Yeah, 2v2. 43 seconds left. And this moment in time looking a little rough for Big. But we'll see if they can figure their way into this. The spike is actually transitioning away from A. It could get caught in middle, but...
The trademark, though.
Luckily, they
30
will get
seconds
away.
left.
The right-hand side, if he's not careful, he doesn't get picked up by it. He's able to get in behind. He is running rings around what Big are doing right now. But that trademark is actually going to not give away, actually, that position. There it is. It's cleared up now, so the rotate's going to come in, and Alfajir is in the perfect position. He gives it up. Plays the safer option. He knows that playing in a 2v2 here is important, especially with the lockdown. And one orb away from having a Viper's Pit.
There goes lockdown. Just going to try and buy some time, lock Big out, and obviously with that time, they want to reposition into post plants that are more solid for the late round. Because this is about to become chaotic. Limited time left now on this timer as Big swiftly start to move their way through the site. Jailers is positioned and wrapped around these boxes. Nanoswarm in play, buying even more crucial seconds here for Surreal. And now Jailers peeks around the corner. Alfajir luckily takes that one away, and sticking it was Casper. It was the only thing he could really do there, and ends up going down to Jailers. Really well played in that clutch from Surreal. Ball is going to go up. Resurrection committed to towards the back of the ice wall, no problem. Twiston, headshot found with the operator. Now 4v4 as we go 58 seconds left. JJ looking to apply some pressure on that retreat. Couldn't quite connect at the heels, and now Twiston is striking into life. He's just picking up everything and sets up Copy, who nearly recovers for the 3rd kill in the elevated position, but they'll just allow that one to go for Twiston. A lot used up in that round for Surreal, but Big just slapped back.
No, that pretty much everybody from Surreal is going to be towards B.
Yeah, and even if they try and fall back, that's watch. So yeah, this is the full commitment, and the swing up from Obnox, it's good for one. He's able to rendezvous out quick enough, so advantage picked up here, no problem for Big. They can't stop the spike from going down, but they can certainly find kills and make this retake easier. Masic, the next victim of play for Big, that Bladestorm being popped for Twisted as he now drags his way back in to the site. Surreal are trying to play this post plant from afar, but closing down the ground now are Big, and another kill found for Twisted. That defuse being tapped, and that is going to be the panic stations now being picked up. The Hunter's Fury trying to apply some pressure yet again. And it hasn't really done a whole lot. JJ, one last blast of it. Can't do much about it as they hunt him down. They remove him, and Big, they lose a single player in their round win.
Alfajir has been farming up these lockdowns quite nicely.
Well, the walls go up, and they go down very quickly, and the question of Obnox. It's worked out for 2 kills, finally put in the ground by Masic, but his damage is already done in this round. It is already felt at the hands of Surreal. Spike recovered, but the flank is in, and now they're just completely contained in this position. They're trapped, Ryan.
They smoked the turret, so I think they managed to actually sneak by perfectly fine. Oh no, because Killjoy's dead, that's why I'm dumb. So never mind. It's because it was something that they did the other day. Like, Zelf did a whole little post about it. But yeah, like, this is a crunch that now Surreal need to expect. And with the spike not planted, they can just sit pretty.
Yeah, Gopi's done very well there to the headshot. Jailers is out of there. Now just 2 players left for Surreal. They're trying to skirmish and battle a Gopi spot towards Snowman, but here comes that flank. We had to keep eyes on it, and for good reason, from every angle, even above, the victims will have to fight. And they absolutely do have the tools in the shed. Whether or not they're able to use them to great effect is another question. Maysick goes down.
Difference is this time Surreal addition to not go lurking as well. They were expecting a lockdown play, and Aslan happy to get the one. The lineup is going to be there for Gopi to even destroy it. So a big read in this round perfectly, and Surreal kind of boxed in. There's not that aggression from other parts of the map for Big. It's a nice opening for JJ, but Big have taken so much map control, they know it's just going to be an 8 hit. All 4 players are here and waiting.
Yeah, this is now Surreal in desperate times. They run out of their big pieces. The lockdown wasn't effective. They do have the wall available and are now 1 away from that res. With that orb being picked up, and now they've got the res. Now they've got it online. Rian's perhaps starting to pop off, maybe carrying his team through, kicking and screaming through this round as he brings Jailers back to his feet. 25 seconds left for Surreal to try and mount this task. They go over the ropes. Res now getting up, knocks back into play as well on the other side of things. It's going to be a heavy numbers end of the round, and Kobe, he's just taken down 2 in a foul swoop as Outfire tries his best to make something of the round for Surreal, but it is so good for Big right now.
Surreal, yeah, looking a bit down in the dumps at this point. Bring on a 9-3 curse, but what they got to work with, just that Viper's Pit that requires them to get in on the site, which is one of the biggest aspects they've struggled with. Losing Rians, it makes it just go from bad to worse. Twiston has been on fire with his ult.
Yeah, it really has been. OP is going to try and spot out the pressure that is being exerted by Surreal once again to try and challenge down this A site. Has got a bit of sting to this one, actually. Maysick was hunting down the defensive setup, but now Jailers just sent out his Viper's Pit. The Hunter's Fury coming in immediately as a response to try and clear it out, but hasn't actually been able to find that Viper. And now the Odin's turn to try and lie down some suppressing fire through it, but Alfire has found 2 heads. One of them, unfortunately, the other side of things has been his teammate is out of that. And now Casper stepping in for Big. It's just down to 1 player. It's Alfire, and what can he do about this? He's trying to get it done. He's trying to fight this one, but the defuse is being held, and Casper swings to close. It's 10-2 at the half for Big, and this is turning into a one-sided affair. And what have they got up their sleeve for this pistol? Here comes the screen. You can see over the top of it here, this fight is going to work out for Maysick. Brings down Twiston on the other side of things, and Jailers right through the toxic screen has denied that plant, and now it is panic stations for Big in this pistol. It would have been a far better situation to have the spike down in this spot, but unfortunately they're going to have to fight an uphill battle, and Obnox and Gobi are the 2 players left to do it.
Not enough time to reset either, so they have to go
left.
towards this B site, maybe trying to bait that they can rotate over in time, but this is still being keenly watched. Alfajir on the high ground over on Bridge is going to be the first spot, and Obnox can't get anything that time. Nice clear up from the Killjoy. He's half armor in the operator, and it finds what it needs to. That first kill onto Aslan.
Yeah, and Aslan going down is a huge player to lose. He had a lot of impact on map 1, and certainly have impact for Big on this attacking side. So see how Big are able to respond, being the player down with no real fallback plan, right? They can't go anywhere else. They don't have a lurk anywhere, so they've now lost that. They're fully committed towards this, and Twiston down low on health. Plant is coming through. Twiston's tasked with trying to hold off and protect his teammate, and now that will go down. He has to try and drop back, and luckily will get behind the corner. Maysick's quick shot not landing.
Twiston on the high ground. Is Maysick going to peek up there to begin with? It looks like he's looking up, but this is a bit of a closer corner angle. Big trying to play on these little crossfires, but so far it's not working. 3 versus 5.
Yeah, 3v5, Big in a real tough spot, and now just a single player left, and the defuse is around the other side of that wall. There's nothing Obnox can do about this. Surreal have 5 rounds. They survived the nightmare that could have possibly been set up, and Obnox will close with 2 kills, but nonetheless, it is a 5th round for Surreal.
Aslan's looked up quite nicely, and the operator is now moved over to kitchen.
Oh, this is absolutely huge. If Aslan can remove at least one of these players, but there is 2 around that corner.
And there's Rains there. Saw the bullet fire out as he hopped down to not give an audio cue, but the visual one is everything Aslan needs, yeah. and moving him away because this is a great position for Aslan to be in. And he also has his ult. If he can ult in kitchen,
30 seconds
he
left.
needs to kill Rian's here, though.
Yeah, and this fight, this means everything. This fight is everything in Rian's position, hard to beat. That will end up being Aslan going down. The patience game goes in favor of Surreal. Now the charge forward. Casper quick to send the wall up to prevent that easy rotation back in. Lockdown has been put out for Surreal on 11 seconds left. The spike needs to go down, and Rian's had the angle to deal with it. It is now falling apart for Big. It's down just Obnox, and he is invested into the tour de force, but he's having to deal with so many fights. Hits one on JJ, but that is the only one he will find.
Now, 3 players, 2 of which pushed very aggressively towards A. Obnox needs to be careful because Masic pushed all the way up till Bell, and he's still actually pushing on past Pipes here. That's a lot of space garnered for Surreal over on the A side, and Big kind of forced to go over towards B, where there's a Viper's Pit. This is lovely play from Surreal on this defense.
Yeah, for Big, it just keeps getting more difficult, doesn't it? Here comes that Hunter's Fury, at least trying to remove Jailers. They should be able to do so. Jailers will get tagged up and will get taken out. Scorpy happily taking that and twisting, gaining some ground and removing the lives of Rian. So now it is looking very good for Big to take 11. They have turned this into a solid position.
Just to play Twisted to be aggressive, to push out. Blightstorm is even going to be brought in over... I thought I heard it for a second, but I'm going mad, I think. The diver team's ready. Casper does have that res, right? That's the ultimates to go with. And now the plan needs to be diffused. It's out in the open. Twisted watching this keenly.
Wow. Yeah, Twiston's been looking for these positions, looking for himself to get into spots where he can deliver mighty impact, and it will be mighty. In fact, it is flawless for Big as they finally find their first round of the second half.
Remember this? Seems to be the same exact play.
Yes, Rian's taking position on the other side of the railing this time, though. 30 seconds left. Throw in the slow orb and might commit it too. So difference is this time Spike is already down, and so Aslan is going to have the element of surprise, at least on the JJ, but now Masic knows exactly where he is, and how to deal with him is another question. Jailer's playing from Snowman. Big has so much control of the site. Now they have all the kills. It is just down to Alpha here and Masic, and you know, winning this round with Aslan on the flank. He's on the prowl. Becomes even more difficult, but he's actually missed that timing. That could be the little push forward into the site they need, but Aslan tracking the operator. That's the weapon you want to remove. That's the big gun gone, and the other one falls. Flawless yet again for Big. Back to back. 12 rounds and 1 away now for closing out Icebox and sending themselves 2-0 here in the best of 5. 1 map away from taking their spot back in VCT.
And Aslan, he's learned from it, and in fact his adjustment in this mid position on the Viper has been stellar. He don't know that he's here, but Basic still could take a timing. He's over and over it, and he does catch onto Aslan this time. It means that that toxic screen's not down towards B, but Big is still dedicating over towards that spot, and Masic's there instantly.
Yeah, Masic being very dynamic here, rotating in from middle to deal with this B side, the attack forward for Big yet again. There's no secret they favored this side of the map already. Masic now holds.
Here.
I saw an
I
arm.
think he just spotted a little bit of an arm and able to swing tonight. The access to the plant and got beat only one before hitting the deck himself, so not going to be close likely here for Big, especially with that spike down towards B at Obnox on the other side of the map.
He's trying to pull the attention away, and the spike's being picked up. There's 45 seconds, and he's still going.
Yes, Alpha here is about to fall. No problem. Obnox has pulled it back. Can he find that follow-up? He will! Obnox catches another spike, tries to cross, and the Blade Storm for the headshot. That is the way Big close it. A ridiculous finish to this map. A 13-9 win, Ryan. They are now up 2-0 in this best of 5.
Big about to use this opportunity to just sort of sneak all the way through A main. Even the Sage wall is up. Nobody's really around on site, and the trademark has now been broken. Big know that there's going to be some pressure in towards Dish, but how many is the question that they're going to be wondering at this point.
You're going to come in from drop, slow up towards Heaven. You're going to try and just make that drop down a little more risky, and Twistin has gone in to the Cloudburst to come out with the pick on towards Masic, and now the defense rapidly try and get their way back in as Twistin's just changing up his position, spots a little bit of a gap towards the right side of that wall, sends the paint shells in to buy some extra time. Wall available for Riens. He's going to throw that up, but Twistin is taking everybody down and even goes to the knife, but Riens will at least take him out. Not for long though. Will he stay up as he gets taken out for big? His pistol starts. They will have it on the attacking side. Masic sees a couple of bullets whiz past his head. Can't really do too much about it. Doesn't really gain a lot of info either. And now Jailurst looks for the peek down in towards main and actually gets caught inside the fault line. Twistin gets aggressive. Oh, I love the play, but somehow still, Jailurst is able to get that pick. Will eventually be traded out, but nonetheless, it has put off fire in a pretty rough spot. He's stuck in the back of the site alone with a specter of all weapons, and not a single kill will be found on the site hold itself. There is a gap in the wall. They have to be aware of this. They have to be aware of the blind side they can play through, but they're not. And JJ still comes in with a pick.
Rien's 1-0 lob away from having to resurrect as well. If you can get a kill, he can maybe bring on the site of where JJ is playing from. He opts up to the high ground. Casper again playing on an aggressive angle. Crossfire set up for big.
Yeah, now they clear out the left side of the site with that aftershock, confirming that they can focus their crosshairs in the right side of things. They spot one head up. Riens just jumps on top of his own wall, and it's easy. It's an easy kill. And that's going to be God B going down. His wall goes up. Res in. Masic back to his feet, and that defuse being stuck. Big, yet again, close to a round win, but let it slip towards the end. Do I keep talking? But then I'm not doing. And if I'm not doing, then I'm not talking. And it bends my brain. But Twistin, nonetheless, has found JJ. And he is certainly doing his job in finding that. Now the paint shells go in towards Tower, and Obnox has claimed the life of Riens. Oh, this is looking a little rough for Surreal. They're down a player. Jailurst could recover that.
Towards the site too as well, so this should be an easy plant. Sage Wall has also protected that B main positioning. I have to rely on some of these ultimates.
Yeah, Alpha here has done well. That's at least a kill back, and that evens out the odds again. So 3 players on each side of things here, but they're all coming in from the same position here with Surreal, and that's going to be an easy lineup for Twistin. 2 down, and Alpha here tries his best, but can't best go B. A thrifty round for Big as they once again are into the lead. Often you can be on the wrong side of gambling, but that has certainly worked out. JJ catches them looking the wrong way. Another Blade Storm popped. Oh, Masic, if he had found that pick, he was 2 HP away from removing the life of Twistin, and that could have changed the entire face of the round. It still can be won, though. It still can be recovered here for Surreal. There's now 3 players up on either side and significant damage done, especially onto Twistin, who is now removed entirely, and that's the spike loose. It is the neural theft being sent into play to confirm the position of the last remaining players, but Obnox has taken matters into his own hands. The rifle has found the life of 2. Just Masic left into the clutch, a 1v2 for him, but he's already found that first victim, and Obnox, with a confirmed position of the remaining player, has decided it's time to sprint towards A, but look who is running over here too. Masic might get here in time to call. Oh, he will be. He'll be covering the cross, and Obnox goes down. Masic with a clutch, and a ridiculous round to lose for Big. They had the empty site. They were up against the weaker guns, but still, Surreal come out on top.
And it seems like Surreal especially, more of a focus on the top side of the map. That's where they're clearing out. They're leaving A main and B trees susceptibly open. But now they're finding a bit of a headstrong attack, and Twistin with a showstopper finds that first kill, and Alpha finds up one to trade.
Yeah, just threw the paint shells back at himself, so had to go into the cage. Luckily he was there to cover him off. Gopi's back in the fray. And the wall up to confirm their life will stay. Now Aslan swings out, watches heaven, and on the second time of asking, claim the life. Also gets information as to the whereabouts of a second player down in the site, so JJ could fall foul rather to the remaining forces that are coming this way, Ryan.
Operator is posted up on this angle though. Twistin's just about to peek it. It's awkward timing. You've also got JJ playing on the low ground, but Aslan finds JJ. The rolling foot is going to be used. Masic able to get one. Not traded out just yet, but he can't get another.
Yeah, well, the spike is down on the bottom of the site now, so Big into a little bit of a breather zone, but Masic has to plant in that back corner. He's calling his teammates, he's pinging it, but it's every kill going for Big, and now Masic has to do everything on his own. He actually will eventually get the opportunity onto Casper, and actually swings into the site, switches out to the Vandal instead. Rendezvous now removed, so Aslan can't quickly react and get closer to the site. Tap on a Masic. Oh, the headshot, and now it's just got B. He doesn't know where he is, though. He thinks he could be in main, but God B's up above, and the aftershock goes down. And now he knows that God B's up here. Now he knows that God B can't really do too much about this. And he has to drop, but the defuse is being stuck. It's already over half. It's all the way, and God B, luckily, with the headshot, confirms the round for Big. This is about to be a head-on battle, yep.
Tunnel fight.
Tunnel fight. It's going to work out for Twistin as he takes out the first two, but do they read the other? They certainly will. Twistin ready for 3. He said if there's 2 here, well, there's likely a possibility for another, and so just holds and is continuing to hold. As now his team are shutting this down, and this is a buy that is going to the wayside. A single player left. Big have just absolutely wrecked the side of Surreal. Luckily, Alfeir stops a flawless from being possible, but how can he do anything else?
That kind of felt like the whole plan for Surreal is, okay, they have a rolling thunder, they have all of this stuff that they can use from in tunnel, shut it down early, and Big were just expecting it. Like, they seem to be a call ahead, but Alpha is making this very expensive 1v2.
Oh no, don't count your chickens before they hatch, Big, and here they go into the fight. Luckily, Twistin with a bit of overkill. That should have been flawless, right? It felt like it, but nonetheless, Big got a lot of cash going into the last round. They got a lot of rounds now, too. They're looking for 9-3 out of the attacking side.
It was kind of weird that they permabanned it for so long, because they're the ones who want to play out the macro play. And if they could bring out the operator like that with Aslan, yeah, they can find a lot of openings. But Surreal, yeah, just after throwing these guns that they had available, their lowest buy has actually scrambled themselves into a 2 versus 2. The issue is that the B site is open for Big, and the wraparound is coming in from Surreal.
Yeah, just quick, it's loud, and those steps are being heard out. And Obnox, he needs to be careful, actually. They're so close. They're already in the middle of a fight. Alfeir to the headshot has removed Obnox, and now Casper, who's been the quietest performer throughout this first half, needs to clutch it out. He is already sprinting his way towards A.
He needs to double his kills. He's only on 2.
Yeah. Now that is hard. Let's see if he's able to make it happen.
Yes, he did the res.
The res, yeah. So
Problem is that everybody else is on the other side of the map. So he has to, like... There's no way he pushes all the way to B tree to get a res. But what he can do is preemptively shut down this attack early on. He just needs to be careful about this camera that's in A main.
Yeah, Jailer's... Let's go across the divide. And Casper's going to be holding. And they're coming in towards him. Alfeir immediately checks it, and Casper goes down. So, won't be able to clutch it out nonetheless, but I think Big will be pretty happy with the amount of rounds they got in this first half. It's a pretty good call. I mean, you always got it back. One of the sides from here, but Twistin, oh my god, no way. How has he got away with 2 there? He should have gone down almost immediately. In fact, how does he get away for all that time? It's set up Big perfectly to try and close this. Alfeir thrust into the clutch, a 1v4 total, and only manages 1. 9-4, Big with a fantastic start in the second half, and with the pistol now put themselves in a perfect position to try and close normal play.
Yeah, probably about 50-50. Aslan, he has the Spectre, he's going up against this full buy of Surreal, has that teleport to get himself out of here on Arcade. I'm watching this close angle. Probably wait to see if there's going to be an orb touch at this point that he could play off, but he also has Obnox there to support. He can't teleport out. The Phantom wins that first duel, and now Obnox is going to go checking. Was watched by JJ, but loses out on the duel.
Well, the flashpoint goes over the top of the wall. Jailer actually takes out Obnox, and yeah, not looking good for Big here. Again, this was a bonus with the weapons they brought to the table. And they're just trying to do as much damage as they can to the attacking sided economy. And well, Casper now on his flank has even been spotted out, and it looks like Twistin isn't going to find too much from his spot. So good round here for Surreal.
Feel like bonus for Big. Maybe if Twister can get a couple more kills, it'd be worthwhile. But right now, yes, Surreal only losing 1 is pretty good, all things considered. He's going to try and maybe just dive in on the defuse, at least pull somebody else in.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
just
the heart rate when that happens increases very much.
I'm going to try and crunch in over on this A side, but the proactiveness is going to take them into A main, and that's not with that operator already on this angle to check and clear it. He is going to get tagged by the camera, but there's no follow-up at that point.
Off your feet!
Here comes that rolling thunder, just a man actually. It's been committed and no one's inside of it. Casper gonna come off his wall, and Alpha here in the midst. Here goes the showstopper. It gets the first. Now the aftershock catching out Masic. Oh, Surreal, this has been a slow start, but JJ, he's carried them right through. He may not get much in the rolling thunder, but his rifle will find 3 and puts it down into the 1v1 as Twistin peeks out. It's chaos in the middle of the site, but it is Big who will come out on top.
In Big, 2 more rounds. Surreal are going to be in VCT Stage 2. To be back to the Regional League of Turkey.
Right there.
Back to the difficult regional league as well, right? You fight so hard to get out of it, you never really know how that is going to go.
You want to fight it?
You see Supermaster Blaze not making it. It's going to be less purpose representation.
Pay attention to Aslan in this round. Not because of anything in particular, it's because the tech timeout was because he dropped a drink on his mouse pad.
Okay,
So,
that's great
see how
information.
his movement is.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that pans out. Well, now we get to watch him. He's the only player left, and he's going to actually have a few extra seconds to allow that mouse map to dry out because it's a save call.
But every focus from Big is over towards A main. They know what's coming, and with a rolling thunder of JJ, they pretty much know that they need to shut this down as soon as possible.
Yeah, he's went towards A. Every time he's had this rolling thunder so far in this half. That's 2 rounds. Here it comes towards the bottom of the site. Gold B is going to be caught in it at the bottom. And yeah, he's going to be under a lot of pressure and won't be able to do anything on the initial hold, and Big have fallen flat. Not a single kill picked up on the defense. Big are starting to disappear, Ryan.
The Astra smokes in spawn. Interesting.
Oh, a good play forward.
My
Masic
God.
actually catches Gold B in the gravity wall. And that is perfect to open up play.
That is beautiful when it comes to the initial setup, but there is a response from Big. They can bring that Resurrect back, and Aslan, with that A main control, is taken down. 4 versus 4 again. Rolling Thunder's actually going to come in from the defensive side to clear the site with the orbital strike, but all it does is stall, and Masic's on for an ace.
Yeah, Masic has got himself all 5 on the board, but again, you have to remember that Res has come into play, so Twistin is still up and kicking. A 1 versus 2. Masic's killed everybody, but Twistin could still win this round. He's looking for the headshot. Alfire goes down, and now it is all on Masic. He has to do everything. He has to kill absolutely everybody. The Blade Star versus the Showstopper, and the Showstopper will end the show. Big with 12 rounds are 1 away from winning this best of 5.
Match point.
I love the start of the round from Surreal. Everything about it was so fun to watch from Masic's perspective, but now it is down to this buy. They have a lot of money. They have everything they want, but oh, Casper wall comes up, but they're going to break through it. It's quick. It's fire and fury for Surreal forward, and they're trying to attack in, but it's been slowed down. Trademark destroyed.
Big is overhit like a rush. Everybody's in this position, and this could be it. Surreal having to hold on. 3 versus 2, however. Reens and JJ made it better for them, and
Yeah,
the plan
Obnox.
is going to go down.
Obnox is close to the smoke. Oh, luckily, I thought he was about to go down, but he will. Eventually, he will, and Twistin once again into the clutch. It's a rinse and repeat. It's an identical round. A 1 versus 2 retake from the exact same position. He's got the paint shells.
He's got it all. He's got all of his utility to work with, and he's going to send it all at the same time.
Sends the boom bot in below, but it's been out. It's taken out of play. Paint Shells hasn't found his reward, and so they're still doubled up, and Twistin pulled into the fall. What? Okay, Twistin, that is ridiculous! That's the way he closes it. He drags Big, kicking and screaming through to another round win, and this time it's for the best of 5. This time is to claim their spot at VCT Stage 2.
This has been the pickup of the year, hasn't it? Twistin going to Big, and it means that he's back for VCT. We get more action from the German squad. In fact, this time we have 2 of them. Zesh is going to be happy. Big and Focus, the 2 teams that are going to be making it in for Stage 2 to join the rest of the gang that we saw in Stage 1.